We are live. Yay! Hello, everybody. Hello, anybody that watches. Hi. Good morning, Steph. Is it morning where
Hi,
you are?
Kate.
What time are we in South Africa?
It's 10:30 a.m. in South Africa. Beautiful winter's day, whereas you guys have got summer there. So, yeah.
Strappy top on, ready to get outside. Post.
Oh, no, all dressed warmly over here.
So good morning. Good morning to anybody who's watching. Hi, Sarah. Steph, on StreamYard, you can put comments on screen as they come up. So if we get any comments or questions, I'll put them up on screen. So good morning. So hi, everybody. This is the lovely Stephanie from Simply On Demand, and I'm Kate Carney. Hello, and we are live on the Marketing SOS page and the Kate Carney UK Facebook page as well. And I will download this and put this on YouTube too. So we're going to be covering multiple channels. And this is day 2. Oh, it's just announcements are going to be coming left, right, and centre. This is day 2 of interviewing a entrepreneur, business owner every day in June. So yesterday we had the lovely Vicky Robinson, and today we've got Stephanie. So hello, Stephanie. How are we, lovely? You okay?
All good. Thank you, Kate. All good.
Cool. All right, then. So I've known Stephanie. I feel like I know you. Like, I feel like I've known you for ages, and we've never met. We're in South Africa, in the UK. But we've known each other for a little while now, and I've worked with you as well. So I would love for you, Stephanie, if you can just tell the world, tell our viewers a little bit about who you are. Tell us who you are and tell us what Simply On Demand do.
All right. So as Kate says, I'm Stephanie. I'm in South Africa. I run and own Simply On Demand. Simply On Demand started out as a virtual assistant business, but then I decided I'm crap at being a virtual assistant. I'm better at being creative. So now I create images for you to stand out and encourage engagement on social media. And that's really the long and the short of it.
Which is so 2 really important things that have happened then. One, you've realized you're crap at one thing, and so you've changed to do something else. So we haven't just carried on regardless, thinking, where the hell are all my clients? We've changed what we're doing. And 2, the importance of being able to stand out and sell on social media. I mean, we know how important that is. So Absolutely. You are helping your clients by creating images for them that they use on social media, yeah?
That's right, yes. So it's, for the most part, it's really advertisements. I don't believe in paid advertising. I really just don't. It's not my speed at all. But if a client wants something that they're going to be using as a paid advertisement, I will gladly do that. But for the most part, it's the organic stuff that goes onto social media. So it would be advertising you to advertise your business. Your brand is all about ice creams, and so it's being brand specific, but also being audience specific at the same time as well. So what does your audience want to see, and do you actually know your audience, which is really the long and the short of it.
So I guess one of your challenges that you have with your clients is being able to help them understand their business, who they're talking to, what's going to appeal to the audience and kind of catch the audience's eye, and then take all of that insight and put that into an image that, like you said when we were chatting off camera, people are scrolling through. So getting something that is going to go, stop, look at this, or read this, or engage with this is pretty difficult, actually, because we're all, like you said, we're all in that very competitive space.
It is. And I mean, I'm just working with one client at the moment. She's a business coach, and she coaches senior executives in any size business. And for them, it's moving up to the next level. So breaking through that ceiling. So the images that I have to find for her, as well as show, would be a breakthrough, and taking them to that next level. So in my mind, I would be thinking breakthroughs, ceiling blowing off, or a ladder climbing stairs, that sort of thing. But it all depends on, once again, what the client wants, and also what her clients are wanting to see. So senior level executives are not going to want to see childish images, or not so, I don't want to say childish images, but something that's a little bit more executive, that fit the stature. So, you've got to look at something like that.
And I guess it's all what is appropriate for her brand. If she came to you and her brand was cartoony, that's the brand she'd chosen, cartoony and wild colours and all those things, then an image with the subject matter of that image in her brand style is appropriate. But actually, in this instance, that's probably not the case. And so you've got to look at ways in which you can interpret what she's trying to communicate and do that on screen in whatever the pixel size is for images on different
platforms. Very much so. And you raised a very valid point there, Kate, as well, with whatever the size is. And it's very important to note what the size is of the it depends on the platform that you're going to. Pinterest is different. Twitter is different. Insta and Facebook and LinkedIn can basically work on the same image. So your image that you create for Facebook and for LinkedIn can be adjusted very slightly for Instagram, whereas Twitter is this way. Pinterest is this way. So it's important for me as the designer to know which platform you're going to be placing that image on. Otherwise, you're going to be losing out completely.
To what extent, let's talk about Pinterest in a moment. To what extent do you get involved in recommending where they put these images, which platforms they use? Do you have any conversations with the client about that? Or do they say, I've got that taken care of and I just need an image for A, B, C, D, and E platform?
It's very much what they want. So if I can't tell them where their image is going to be more eye-catching, create more engagement, create more possible leads. They have to tell me which platform it is that they want to advertise on. Only in that will I create the image.
And this is a situation where, and I guess that's a situation with the designers I've worked with, in the same that you're in the same situation as them. It's not your scope to say which channel this should go on and the messages that should go around it. That's my scope. That's what I say to them. Where this fits.
Absolutely. So it's your social media manager, the one that is telling you where to post. It's their job or your job, if you're doing your own social media management, to decide where you want your image. I can't, as the designer, tell you where your image must go because I don't know where your audience hang out. So it's pointless for me to do that.
So have you mentioned a business coach that you're working with? Is that your typical client? Is that your ideal client, as we would say, a business coach? Or what the types of clients that you work with?
I am working mostly with mindset coaches at the moment. And for the simple reason, everything these days is so mindset orientated, because being in lockdown, being at home, being your own boss, you've got to have a mindset that actually really allows you to do what you're supposed to do. And I just find a more gel with a mindset coach, for want of a better term. It just makes it easier for me to understand what it is they're wanting, because I find myself very much sometimes in a negative space and sometimes in a positive space. Right. So with their images that they want and the text that they want surrounding the image, I take motivation out of that. So for the moment, mindset, business coaches, confidence coaches, that sort of thing really gels with me.
And like you say, there's so A, the subject matter appeals to you, but B, yes, they're very present right now. Like you say, with lockdown, with business owners, with everything that's happening with regards to the economy, the people in those spaces are being looked to for sources of inspiration and ideas and reassurance. And actually, if your images can help portray your clients' brand and values and products in the best way, then in a market where, let's be honest, hi Corinne, let's be honest, it's it's not saturated, but there are a lot of coaches, consultants, life coaches that they really need something that's going to help them stand out. And if it's a subject matter that appeals to you, well, that's a match made in heaven, we might say.
Yes, yes, very much so, very much a win-win. So it really goes again about, and you preach that in Kate Carney Stand Out and Sell, and Kate Carney UK as well. Know your client and know who your client is, and understand what it is that you're wanting to offer them, you know, so to speak, on a silver platter.
Morning, Karen. And actually that bit of I guess, like I find as well, that bit of self-awareness that the client needs to have and reflection that they need to do before they come to you. The clients often do that with me. You know, they kind of arrive going, I don't know. I don't know what I should be doing. But actually for you, it's not your job to tell them what they should be doing. I take a little bit of that. I do a bit of that to them. It's actually about, you know, you come to me with a clear product and who you want to go after. And it's my job, as in you, Stephanie, to translate that. So do you have conversations with clients where they're just too early? They don't know what they want. They don't know not only how to convey it, but they just don't know, like sat there crying, like, what the hell am I doing? You know, they don't know what they want from an image or what they want in terms of parts of their business they want to convey. Do you have that situation?
Yes, very much so. I chatted with a gentleman the other day. He said to me, I want to be on social media, but I don't know what to say. So I said to him, well, what are you selling? Who are you selling it to? Why are you selling it? Yeah. Do they have reason to want to buy from you? No, I'm only just getting ideas now. And I'm like, no, before you come to me, before I can create an image that is actually going to be useful for your social media, you have to know all of these things. These are back end things that I can't tell you what's going to sell and how it's going to sell. You need to know what the purpose of the image is, where it's going to go, and who your audience is. And, you know, give me the information that needs to gel and marry with the image before we can put it out there in the big wide world.
Isn't it amazing how clients want you to solve their entire business? You know, they come to you with a tangible, I want an image, but actually they don't know any of the context, any of the background. It's the equivalent of someone saying to me, can you, I mean, I get this all the time, right? Can you look over this for me? Can you scan this for me? Can you just write a couple of sentences to my website for me? No, I can't. What is your business? Who are you? What is your product? What is your purpose? You know, and giving them the tools and the directions and the questions, like you said, to go back and do that heavy thinking and ask themselves those questions. Then they are at the right stage to come to you. Otherwise, I guess there is a risk. Well, you wouldn't take the job anyway, I'm guessing, but there is also a risk that you would do the wrong thing. You would create something that wouldn't engage or wouldn't be appropriate for them.
At the end of the day, really, that's what it boils down to. I want you to be able to get engagement on the image that I provide you for your social media feed. Because if you're not going to get engagement on what I give you, you're going to tell me that I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah. And at the end of the day, word of mouth is very powerful, especially when it comes to design, because there's so many designers out there. There are people who are highly qualified that have studied for years how to be a designer. And there are people who are entering the market. And at this, sometimes the person who's entering the market make a better job of the one who has studied for years and years on how to be a graphic artist. It all depends on how well you understand what it is that you're going to be doing.
Yeah. And actually there's a lot, and I've worked personally with all ends of that spectrum and tried to stay connected to what's happening in, you know, those new designers that are coming through as well as those very established designers. And actually, like you say, it's not necessarily about the actual design, it's about the ability to understand what the client's trying to achieve and interpret that, and then link to the method of execution. So
very much so.
in the instances where people aren't, those crazy people that aren't working with you to create images, those people that aren't currently working with you, could you give them some tips as to when they're thinking about creating images, and they might not even have thought to create images, right? They might not have even thought that far, like, I should be creating a set of images, you know. But those people who aren't working with you, what tips could you give them to create their own images or stuff they need to be thinking about before they put digital pen to paper or Canva or whatever tool they're going to use?
I think the first and very most, the absolute paramount question is, what is the purpose of the image? If the purpose of the image is really just to give information, the sky's the limit. You can do anything with it. But if the purpose of the image is to actually direct you from looking at the image to a specific call to action, you've got to know what it is that you want the image to do. Do you want the image just to give information? Do you want the image to sell? Do you want the image to direct them to another platform? What do you want the image to do? If you don't know what the image is going to be doing, it's very difficult for me to find you something that is, or to create you something that is actually going to be speaking to that specific purpose of the image. And that's really number one of it. Number two, definitely, as I've said before, and as we all say, is who is your client? Who is the target that's going to be looking at that image and saying, it's talking to me? That's mine. I have, this is where I take action. And then also have a call to action. Really have a call to action. Because people want to be told what to do, right? People want to be told what to do. Send me a direct message, email me, call me, comment down below. People want to know what they have to do. So always a call to action, very important on that. And the one thing that I see all the time is text that disappears over a face, or text that sits over a face. I like looking at faces. Now you've got this. I can't see the face. I want to see what the face looks like. So put the text in an appropriate space. So text for this over here would be over here where it can stand out. Or, take the picture out of the background and put it a darker text over here. So really be image appropriate with regards to what it is that you're going to be putting on the image. The long and the short of it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Actually, that's funny about text over faces, or just inappropriately placed text words on top of images. And actually, what you find is, as a viewer, when it goes wrong, the image and the text and the image are having a fight, and you can't as a consumer, as a viewer, you don't know what you're looking at. And I just scroll through and I look at everything. It's not transparent enough, or the text isn't clear enough. And I think that being able to look at an image with that critical eye is experience, isn't it? It's so you being able to use your experience to help your clients understand, look, this image that you created before, that's why it does and doesn't work. This one I've created, this is why it does work. And that reassurance, that confidence that you have is really valuable to a client, because someone who's starting out in business or doesn't have a design eye has got no idea. They're just off creating something somewhere. So I think that's really good.
You're saying over here not having a design eye. There are some people who actually do have a design eye that still wants to have someone else like me create something for them, for the simple reason they couldn't be asked to do something like this. It's better to hand it over, because their experience is somewhere else.
Yeah,
their expertise is somewhere else, even though they have the experience to be able to do it themselves. Why do it themselves? Now they're doing two jobs for the price of one.
So we've got understanding the purpose of the image. We've got understanding the audience, and I would add to that your brand as well. That balance between your brand and the audience, which links back to the kind of cartoony versus professional image earlier.
Yes.
And then the tangible point around the appropriately placed image with the text in the relevant places and a very clear call to action as well.
Yes.
Excellent.
Very much so.
Good. So Stephanie, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you. What is your website? What is your in fact, let's pop it on here. What's your social media? What's the best way to find you? So I'm going to write it in the comments and put it on screen.
Thank you very much, Kate. The easiest way to get hold of me is on my Facebook page, Simply On Demand, or on LinkedIn. My name is Stephanie and my surname is Wium, and that is W-I-U-M. So I'm present on both platforms all the time, and it's really send a direct message. I always tell everybody, Simply On Demand. Yes, that's it. So I always tell everybody, send me a direct message, because then I know where the information is, where the lead is coming from, and it makes it easier for me to respond in an appropriate manner.
Okay, brilliant. And I guess on there, on your website, on your Facebook, they can find any tips and freebies and little things like that you've got that you can share with people to help them build their own images if they're not going to work with you, which they should, but if they're not.
I do have a freebie that they can download, that's immediately delivered into their inbox when they subscribe to my newsletter, and that will be on www.simplyondemand.net. It's right at the top. You don't need to scroll. You fill out the little form, and it's a double opt-in. So, just opting in once is not going to get you the download, but it's immediate in your inbox. And those are my tips on what makes the perfect image.
Fantastic.
And you're welcome to differ from me. You're welcome to differ from me.
Well, hey, the world is made up of very different people, as we well know. So brilliant. Simplyondemand.net. So you've got a lead magnet. Stephanie's done it. She's got a lead magnet. She set up her email automations. Love it. That was brilliant. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Is there anything else you want to share with everybody before we depart off for our day, our summers and our winters day?
Don't be afraid to experiment. Really, honestly, don't be afraid to experiment, because at the end of the day, with experimentation comes experience, because that's where experience comes from. And don't be afraid to try out different things, because different things work for different people. You know that saying, different strokes for different folks? Same in design as well.
Good. I like that. And that fits with kind of being creative and just giving stuff a go. Sarah says, oh, that sounds fab. Sarah, yes, this is a good lady for you to speak to, and a good lead magnet for you to download. So, okay, lovely. Well, let's leave it there then. Let's wrap it up at 23 minutes. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Enjoy your, hopefully, winter sunshine in South Africa. And I will get it downloaded onto YouTube and send you the link as well.
Thank you very much, Kate. Thank you for the opportunity. And yeah, fabulous.
My pleasure.
I love what you do. I love what you do.
Bless you. All right. See you soon, everybody. Bye.
Bye.